Subject to on-deck score approval, must be in business at least 1 year to apply. Attention small business owners in need of financing. Are you too busy running your business to deal with the slow lending process of your bank? Are you frustrated at the paperwork and delays just trying to get a simple decision? Then call OnDeck, the A+ Better Business Bureau rated small business experts, where our simple application process takes just minutes and funding could be available in just 1 business day. At OnDeck, we focus on your business operation and cash flow, not just your personal credit score. And we're ready to help with loans of up to $250,000. True business loans, not credit card advances. OnDeck provides financing to a wide variety of small businesses like restaurants, plumbing, landscaping, trucking, and healthcare providers. If you're frustrated with the paperwork and long decision times of traditional lenders, call OnDeck. Funding could be available in just 1 business day. We provided $1.5 billion to small businesses like yours. So speak with an OnDeck loan specialist today. Call 800-325-6381. 800-325-6381. 800-325-6381.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens, dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bicouvaris.
All right, thank you very much, Ken Johnson. Glad you're with us right here 8 days before Thanksgiving on November 19th. Crisp fall weather the way it should be in November. Greg Bicouvaris, this is Sports Scene, an interview talk show we do every Wednesday right here on noon to 1. Also, don't forget sports highlights on nnpstv.com. Sports Scene right here on News Talk 1650 AM on the radio. Also, tunein.com. Very simple. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. This is your home for CBS News. Tell your friends about 1650 on Facebook. Find me on Twitter on all 4 of my Twitter handles, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military. Great guest lineup as well. Of course, we have the fan forum. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. Sponsors on GJBTV.com, marketplace sponsors, and Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com. Again, our fan forum today. We'll have Hank Armentrout and Ron Peterson in the studio with us. They were here a few months ago. Phone line presented by Spaghetti Eddie's with Chesapeake's 2 location. Sponsors on my show this month and throughout the station: India Palace, Little Bears, Spaghetti Eddie's, Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream, and Ippon Mono, as well as NRA Holiday Lights. Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com, folks. Very simple. You look at the marketplace pages and decide where to browse, shop, and visit. Good places to eat as well. And, of course, testimonials today: Soprano, El Gran Maya, Bravo, and Balkan Cuisine. Of course, hope everybody's doing well. Football season's in full gear. We're going to have some fun. Stay tuned. The place people look for their holiday light needs are NRA Holiday Lights. Let the professionals at NRA decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to NRA.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with NRA. Call 355-5276 today.
The
place for authentic Indian food is the India Palace. They feature authentic Indian cuisine, have a party hall, and do catering and banquets. Open daily for lunch and dinner, they showcase an excellent lunch buffet at their Chesapeake and Virginia Beach locations. Visit their 2 locations at 1437 Sam's Drive in Chesapeake off of Battlefield Boulevard and 5600 Virginia Beach Boulevard in Virginia Beach, and online at IndiaPalaceVB.com. On Facebook, look for India Palace Virginia Beach and India Palace Bar and Grill. Dine at the India Palace today.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Rack City chick, 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 10, 20s and the 50s chick, rack city chick, rack city chick, rack city chick.
Ken Johnson's got that smirk on his face. Ken, congratulations to you and your family for another addition to the Johnson household, by the way, my friend.
Thank you. Everybody doing good.
Very good. That's all that matters in 2014. All right, folks, we had a great fan forum a few months ago where we bring some of the listeners in to our studios right here of News Talk 1650 WHKT. We go around the room. We want to welcome both these gentlemen. First of all, Ron Peterson. How are you, Ron?
Doing well, Greg. Thanks.
And how about you, Mr. Hank Armentrout?
Couldn't be better, Greg. Nice to be here.
All right, we're going to talk about a various amount of topics right here, and both are going to plug their Twitter handles as well, respectively, at Greg Bick right here. All right, in the news right now is the NFL. A lot's going on, especially, Hank, with Adrian Peterson. It seems like that guy has got more issues. Number one of his sons or one of his kids got killed a few years ago, and now, this issue, he's complaining, but guess what? If he wouldn't have done what he would have done, he'd still be playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, he basically beat the blood out of a 4-year-old child. I mean, I don't understand, honestly, how he's not in prison.
Ron, your thoughts?
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people complaining about Roger Goodell being heavy-handed, but you can't blame him a bit, and I think the fact that Peterson had no remorse had a lot to do with that as well.
Especially the fact that he's already lost a kid already, Hank.
Yeah, you know, Roger Goodell's been taking a lot of heat. Perhaps we need to start pointing the finger at DeMaurice Smith. He never seems to, be willing to have any kind of meeting with Goodell, and I think that was part of it, too. He was supposed to have a meeting with Goodell and Peterson Friday, and they blew it off. That's like not going to court.
Yeah, what about adults being accountable for their own actions? Whatever happened to that? It's not Goodell's fault this time. Ron?
You're exactly right, Greg, and I think you mentioned earlier the fact that the first child he lost, he could have provided some good child care for it, but he chose not to. I think left it just with one of the people in his posse.
If he never plays football again, that'll be too soon, in my opinion. Arizona Cardinals, Hank, they are the surprise of the NFL, and they get to host the Super Bowl if they make it that far.
Wow, who would have thought, I mean, every year teams you count on not being there, the Cardinals are one of them, but they keep finding ways to win, and I guess that's the name of the game.
Bruce Arians is getting the job done, Ron.
Yep, sure enough. But I still think the loss of Carson Palmer is going to be too much for him, and I think that's going to hurt him here down the stretch.
This is the Fan Forum right here on Sports Scene, Special Edition. Greg Bicouvaris, glad you're with us live right here on the radio. Also, tunein.com on News Talk 1650 on this very cold Wednesday. Well, I saw the Redskins play last week against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay looked like a Super Bowl team, but unbelievable how the drama is going on with the Redskins. When you start losing, Hank, it just opens up a can of worms.
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm huge on Twitter. I see a lot of Redskin fans wanting to pass the blame off the quarterback there. They're talking about Hazlitt being a problem. They're talking about an offensive line being a problem. Perhaps it's your quarterback holding the ball and not having the ability to read a defense.
Ron, your thoughts?
Like you hear so often in the NFL, it comes down to the quarterback, and it's just funny. I really feel for Redskins fans because things look so good early on a few years ago with Griffin, and now it's just a train wreck, and looks like they're going to have to hit the reset button eventually at quarterback.
And 6 weeks can be a long, miserable time for home and away games. Hank, weren't the Redskins winning with Colt McCoy against your Cowboys a few weeks ago?
It's interesting you bring that up because I honestly think that if Griffin would have played that game, Dallas would have beat them.
I agree. And, Ryan, you want to follow up with that?
Yeah, well, I guess a related point, I know Hank's a Cowboys fan, but you look at their quarterback, Tony Romo. He was a guy that took a lot of heat early on, a lot of people pointing fingers at him, but he's looking better and better over the years here, especially compared to somebody like Griffin.
All right, this is Sports Scene right here. Greg Bicouvaris, glad you're with us right here on News Talk 1650, live right here on the radio. Tell your friends, of course. Don't forget tunein.com. Listen on your phone or your computer. Just type in WHKT. Plug your Twitter handle, Hank.
That's at 757Hank.
And mine is at Ron_Peterson, SON.
We'll talk about this NFC teams. I mentioned Tampa Bay, Hank. I mean, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, Tampa Bay. They're not bad teams. They're just playing bad football, especially Carolina and Cam Newton.
Yeah, Carolina doesn't have a running game. It's Cam Newton, and whatever he does seems to be about the only thing that Carolina does as an offensive team, and you just can't have your quarterback being your number one runner.
What are your thoughts about that division, Ron?
Well, we're talking about how bad the NFC South is. I think that instead of getting a bid to the postseason, the winner of the NFC South ought to get a bid to the Independence Bowl.
Yeah, well, we'll be talking about bowls here in just a few moments right here as we're talking on Sports Scene. All right, you talk about the Super Bowl possibly could be in Arizona, but with the Cardinals playing in it, of course, they are definitely going to host, but will they play? We'll find out. All right, let's switch gears to college football. This controversial top four. It's a much-needed top four, regardless of who those four are. It's got a long way to go compared to basketball, which has got over 64 teams, respectively, Ron and Hank. But the latest top four are Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, Mississippi State. It really is hard to argue with any of those four, but 1AA seems like it gets it right with over 20 teams playing in it, and you really know who a true champion is, just like the NFL playoffs, the NBA, and Major League Baseball. 4 is very random, Hank.
Yeah, but they play a lot of games. Perhaps they need to cut out the games where Florida, I think this week, plays a Charleston Southern. What's the purpose of that? Let's just get back to maybe playing 10 games, and then 8 to 16 teams will make more sense to me. The 4, after you've played 12 games plus a championship game, another 2 games puts you at 15, and for college, I think that pretty much maxes you out.
Ron, what are your thoughts about 4?
Yeah, it's funny. You can remember years past people complaining about them just picking 2 for the championship game.
Yeah.
So I think even if they went to 8 or 16, we'd still have the complaints and the controversy. But you know what? That's what's good about sports, I think.
Well, what's good about UVA and Virginia Tech? Not much this year. Tech did get a big win over Duke, which was impressive, but it's been a really bad year for Beamer. As far as Virginia, Hank, 2 games left against Miami, who's hungry after the Florida State game, and then they have to play Virginia Tech. Anybody's up for that game during Thanksgiving weekend.
Well, you want to talk about conferences. The ACC, when a big win in the ACC is over Duke football, your conference is in trouble to begin with. I mean, short of Florida State and not really having anybody that they basically have a bye to the playoffs every year playing in the ACC. It's sort of the NFC South of college football.
And I'm a big fan of both programs. I pull for both UVA and Virginia Tech, and it's interesting the situation with Beamer at Virginia Tech. His first 5 or 6 years with the program were not spectacular. In fact, his 6th year, they were 2-8-1, and nowadays that would get you fired. But you look what Beamer did after that, taking Tech to 21 straight bowls. To me, it's kind of hard to believe there's people right now that want Beamer out of there. It's like they don't have much of a memory.
Great point by both of you. But one thing about Beamer, though, compared to London, Hank, is he's got sponsors. People still go to their games. In Virginia, it's an anemic audience there.
Oh, they can't even sell out a 50,000-seat stadium. But, everybody, if your team's not doing well, you're not going to get fans at the game. And Mike London, if he was treated like Beamer, he'd have another 3 years. So
he's
I
just
guess
not.
It's where you're at.
But the thing is, they actually have over 60 there, and they're getting in the 34 range. which brings me to talk about these night games. You know, the Thursday night football, Thursday night college football has always been around. But I was at a game last week at Hampton University, working a game as a stage manager for ESPNU against Bethune-Cookman. The game went 4+ hours in the cold weather. Football is great for fans when September and October. It's great for TV in November and December. But in my opinion, Hank, night games only benefit the West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up Thursday games. You know, they're all bad. Every one has been a bad one so far. So perhaps the solution, and I'm not the first to come up with this, is maybe you need to have the Thursday night games when both teams are coming off of byes, and that'll help.
Yeah, if the Super Bowl can do well at 6 o'clock, what about the other sports? Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, the Tech UVA game this year, I guess historically it's been a noon game. This year it's, an 8 o'clock start?
On a Friday night, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And who does that benefit after Thanksgiving? Only people that live wherever the game is going to be played at. All right, this is Sports Scene right here, talking to our fan forum. That's what we call it, the fan forum, talking to Hank Armentrout and Ron Peterson. They are loyal listeners of mine on the game, and, of course, loyal listeners right here. And, of course, we want to thank all our Twitter followers as well. That's how people pretty much interact these days, and we were talking about that. It seems like Twitter now is the medium everybody talks about, Hank. They don't talk about Facebook anymore, and even LinkedIn is trying, but it's trying too hard, in my opinion.
Yeah, Twitter, you get a lot of immediate reaction. I've had people like Freddie Coleman on ESPN respond. I sometimes I get the comedian Sinbad, he'll respond to me. So it's just nice to be able to communicate with people that you don't know personally, but you know who they are. So it's a lot. It's really enjoyable.
Ron, the access to the celebrities is unbelievable, but now normally celebrities only respond to other celebrities, though. But not to Hank. They respond to Hank as well.
And the great Karen Kay responded
to
me a couple of weeks ago. And it's interesting. The thing I like about Twitter, even if you're not sending out any tweets, is just the access to information. You're getting up-to-the-minute info, whereas, in a lot of cases, the previous generation, they had to wait till the next morning to read it in the paper when the news was already old and had probably changed.
And, of course, we had Karen Kay on this show from California a few months ago. Greg Bicouvaris talking on our fan forum with Hank and Ron right here. Don't forget, archive shows, folks, very simple. In this computer age, go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link, and go back and hear any of our radio shows. Our fans, our listeners, and advertisers like it. All right, NBA, Hank, right now, anytime you make a transition, which LeBron has, going from Cleveland to Miami back to Cleveland, playing with guys that are, kind of getting used to him, especially Kyrie Irving. And let me say this about Kyrie Irving. Who is he to question anything that LeBron does? The kid's been injured most of his college and NBA career. He's a work in progress himself. Everything goes through LeBron. And I got to applaud LeBron. He's being very unselfish. But you know what? They're still winning. And just like the Heat struggled their first year, the Cleveland will be there at the end because by default, Chicago's just got Rose, who's been injured most of the season.
Yeah, I recall that when LeBron moved to Miami, their first 17 games they were 9-8. So you got to have some patience. Half the teams in the NBA make the playoffs anyway, and truthfully, that's about the time I start following it. More of a college basketball fan myself, and I go ODU Monarchs.
And college basketball starting sooner and sooner. It's almost like they're competing with football. That's hard to do.
Sure is. Yeah, I think there'll just be a little period of adjustment for LeBron and Cleveland. And by the way, speaking of the NBA, I think the best NBA team I've seen so far is University of Kentucky. Anybody see them last night?
Oh, yeah, nice win. And, of course, I was at the VCU game, and they've got it going on. A 6 o'clock start on ESPNU, still packed, which brings me to this area right here, our area. When you talk about our area schools, Wayne Mary, Hampton University, Norfolk State, Old Dominion seems like it's evolved pretty well in basketball with Jeff Jones from the transition from Blaine Taylor. But football, it seems like they're really going backwards and forwards at the same time. Forward meaning, higher Conference USA playing against better competition, but results are not there.
Yeah, Greg. It's a shame that more of my stuff isn't on the air because I predicted this. I love Jeff Jones as a hire for Old Dominion basketball, even though some people were like, what has he done coaching at American? And I also claimed that ODU's football team moving up to the FBS was just a huge mistake. I mean, here we are. They're 4-6. They'll be lucky to finish 500. Marshall beat them 56-10. And if they would have just stayed in the FCS, they'd be preparing to go to the playoffs right now. And I mean, competing for championships at the FCS level, in my opinion, is a whole lot better than being an also-ran with the big boys.
It was not going to go to a bowl this year. They're struggling, Ron.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, it's interesting to compare Old Dominion with William and Mary and how aggressive Old Dominion is now with their aspirations. William and Mary was a college back in the 40s and 50s. They were consistently a nationally ranked program. And somewhere along the line in the 50s or 60s, they made a decision, you know what? We feel like sports, and specifically football, is kind of wagging the tail of the dog here, and they made a decision to de-emphasize football, re-emphasize re-emphasize academics to try to be more of an Ivy League school. And it's interesting the choice that they made, which seems to be just the opposite of what ODU's doing now.
This is Sports Scene. Greg Bicouvaris talking with Ron and Hank right here on News Talk 1650, live on the radio on this November 19th. Everybody's having a great week. It's almost over. That's the good news about this week. And you talk about our area. You talk about Old Dominion. Seems like it gets the most attention. Then the Tides and the Admirals, some people can take them, some people can leave it. The one good thing about the Admirals is it's fun because, it's indoors, it's skating. Most people don't know the players anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of foreign players, and even with the Tides, it's a nice summer, situation every now and then to go to the games, but sometimes the heat can be oppressive. So, yeah, being indoors for the Admirals games, I really do enjoy going to the hockey games. It's something different.
But, Ron, ticket prices are still escalating in all those sports.
That they are, yeah. It's tough to do, and I'm somebody with two kids. It's hard to do that. A quick story about Admirals hockey. About 3 years ago, I took my daughter to her first hockey game. She was 9 years old at the time, and told her beforehand there, could be a fight there, and it's just something they do. They don't really mean it. Sure enough, first period, there was a fight. Even the goalies got into it, which was one of the first times I've seen that. But anyway, that was some good entertainment, and we enjoyed that.
It's a lot of fun, definitely. Let's before we go to the order and wrap it up here, all this drama with the Virginia Beach Mayor Sessoms, unbelievable, how we've all evolved too. And now, first of all, our governor is going to be going to jail here in January. His wife pushed it back to February. Who knows why she did that? She's still going to go to jail. Now, Sessoms is looking like his credibility is tarnished.
Government. They like to tell you that if you go vote, you can get people out of office. Don't buy it. This man should immediately step down. Town Bank, based on the things that he's voted on, has made millions of dollars. This man gets paid $769,000 a year and accepts donations to run for office. I mean, to me, that just reeks of crooked. It just does.
Murky and brackish water, Ron.
Wow, that it is. It's funny. A couple days ago, I saw an Andy Fox segment on Wavy about Sessoms, and then the very next commercial was a Town Bank commercial talking about their integrity and ethics, which was pretty funny.
You got to, and he's stepping down on all these different boards, but like my grandmother Georgia used to say, Hank, once you lose that name, what else do you have?
Apparently he's got whatever he wants, because what he's got in his pocket is a lot of green. So, if you carry around a lot of money, it's amazing what you can get away with. Look at Adrian Peterson.
That's true, but it's a shame that this has to happen again. But the truth comes out with these elected officials. That first of all, they are elected officials. They have to watch the boards they're on stepping down from the boards, and either you pretty much, in my opinion, should be a full-time job. Virginia Beach is the biggest city in the state. You don't need to be a bank, whatever. Anything, chairman or president or vice president. It's hard to do both jobs respectably, especially in a big city like Virginia Beach. And, the future is murky for Town Bank. Can you imagine trying to attract good Town Bank future customers?
Didn't they basically break down the Bank of the Commonwealth over the same stuff like this? I mean, Town Bank should fold. They should lose all their assets. Those people should go to jail. I mean, if any of us committed these type of penalties, any type of fraud, because that's what it is, fraud, then you'd be locked up for years. I mean, Mayor Sessom should resign immediately.
We'll get Ken's thoughts a little bit later, but I'm wondering who's entitling, who is enabling, Ron. That's the scary part.
Yeah, it is. I I think it's going to end up with Sessom resigning as mayor, and who knows, he could even be out at Town Bank, lose that sweet job Hank was talking about.
All right, good of the order, my friend. My good of the order is uniforms in sports, these fancy uniforms they try to do for primetime TV. You know, I ran about it on Twitter all the time, Hank. I cannot stand, one thing about Penn State, they get uniforms right.
They're dull. I'll say
like
that about them. I don't mind Notre Dame putting a little clover on their helmet, but yes, some of them are quite outrageous. I actually kind of like Tampa Bay's plain little white uniforms the other day, especially since they were pounding the Redskins.
Or the Browns uniforms. You're good of the order, Ron.
It's interesting, and in college, everybody's got all white uniforms, all black, and all the different, white out, black out, anthrite uniforms, gray uniforms, and I guess Oregon started the whole trend.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again in a few months. Thank you for all that you do, and never enough time, but we get it done. We got to do a lot of topics today. We look forward to hearing this on YouTube as well. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Greg. Good to be here.
All right, Ken, CBS News.
CBS News coming up next, so stay tuned, and more of Sports Scene right after that, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all of that and much, much more. Update on traffic. Things are looking pretty good for the most part. No backups or delays anywhere. No incidents being reported right now, so nothing should impede your traffic flow except for the Great Bridge extended opening scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight, then 2 more tomorrow, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., so delays on Battlefield Boulevard. Let the snowbirds head south. Dominion, the downtown tunnel westbound closes overnight tonight, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Eastbound side has single-lane closures during that same time. Sunny skies this afternoon, 41 for the high. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 33. Sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 55. Sunny skies Friday, 44. Sunshine Saturday, 49. Some afternoon rain on Sunday with a high of 64 degrees. Coming up at 3 o'clock, Glenn Beck. Right now, CBS News, it's 12:31.
CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kaith, and Western New Yorkers are used to snow, but not this much and not this early.
We're pretty prepared, but I don't think we're prepared for as much snow as we have gotten.
It's a little more than 5 feet in some places. CBS's Jerika Duncan.
Some of these snow drifts are taller than I am, and I'm 5'7", so depending on where you are and how the snow has fallen and how it's drifting, you could come across areas that are 6 feet high.
Deb Harris was on a bus that was stranded on the New York State Thruway for 30 hours.
We ended up getting some snow and melting it and drinking it. A nice group from Niagara Falls came on snowmobiles and brought them some snacks.
At last word, there were still some people stranded in their vehicles. Erie County Executive Mark Polencars is well aware forecasters are calling for more snow.
Considering we're having additional snowfall in the impacted area tomorrow, it is quite possible this may actually rise to the level of what would be declared a federal disaster.
CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kathan.
Discover what the locals already know. The place for the finest donuts and ice cream in Virginia Beach is Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream. Strawberry, chocolate, and lemon are just some of the icings you can choose from for your donut. Milkshakes, cones, sundaes, you get the picture. Yum! Buy 12 dozen donuts, get the 13th dozen free as part of the Baker's Dozen Club. Get a breakfast sandwich, the best donuts, the finest ice cream in half the roads, and leave with a smile on your face. Coffee and tea is best with a tasty bacon maple donut. Now through January 4th, buy a $25 gift card and receive a half dozen donuts coupon for free. Valid January 5th through March 31st. Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream is open starting at 6 a.m. all day at 2201 Upton Drive in Virginia Beach and Red Mill Walk. Like Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream on Facebook, and for more, log on to crazygooddonuts.com. The place people look to for their holiday light needs is Inarray Outdoor Lights. Let the professionals at Inarray decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to Inarray.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with Inarray. Call 355-5276 today.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio. It's now time for Greg's Highlights on Sports Scene, presented by GJBTV.com Marketplace Sponsors page.
And I want to thank our gentlemen joining us for the fan forum for the first part of Sports Scene. Greg Bicouvaris back with Ken Johnson right here on News Talk 1650 WHKT, of course. And don't forget El Gran Maya, featuring the finest of Mexican food and hospitality. Call ahead at 887-0005 and visit El Gran Maya at 15400 Wark Boulevard in Denby. El Gran Maya, taste the flavor today, located in the old Luigi's building in Newport News. Great Mexican food. Of course, GJBTV.com archive shows. Click the YouTube link. Shop on the Marketplace sponsors, folks. Save the date each Wednesday right here for Sports Scene from 12 to 1. Our business spotlight scenes are coming up, plenty in the holidays especially. What teased me off? A lot. Sports highlights on NNPSTV.com. Watch archive shows there. GJBTV.com. Great guests as well. NFL season, we went over the college top four: Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, Mississippi State. You might agree with it, you might not, but who knows. Anyway, NBA is heating up, as well as the high school football playoffs. And of course, I want to thank as well Soprano Italian Restaurant and Moody at 12588 Wark Boulevard. Delicious pizza, pasta, subs. Give them a call at 930-2350 right there in the Hidewood area of Newport News. Delicious Soprano Italian Restaurant. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages on Sports Scene.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Discover what the locals already know. The place for the finest donuts and ice cream in Virginia Beach is Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream. Strawberry, chocolate, and lemon are just some of the icings you can choose from for your donut. Milkshakes, cones, sundaes, you get the picture. Yum! Buy 12 dozen donuts, get the 13th dozen free as part of the Baker's Dozen Club. Get a breakfast sandwich, the best donuts, the finest ice cream in Hampton Roads, and leave with a smile on your face. Coffee and tea is best with a tasty bacon maple donut. Now through January 4th, buy a $25 gift card and receive a half dozen donuts coupon for free. Valid January 5th through March 31st. Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream is open starting at 6 a.m. all day at 2201 Upton Drive in Virginia Beach and Red Mill Walk. Like Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream on Facebook, and for more, log on to crazygooddonuts.com. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
And back to our business spotlight scenes right here on Sports Scene. Don't forget, look at Sunny Durst TV, radio, log, the Daily Press every Wednesday to see Sports Scene right here. Of course, sports highlights on Monday at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., weekends at 9 a.m. on Cox Cable 47, 517 in Newport News, as well as NNPSTV.com. Home of the Red Crab, caught 60 miles off the Virginia coast. Live clusters, frozen, delicious seafood. Let's welcome from Tidewater Seafood in Norfolk, Shiva Patel. How are you, Shiva? How's your afternoon going?
I'm great, Greg. How about yourself, sir?
My friend, what a wonderful place you got there at 7483 Tidewater Drive. Tell us about Tidewater Seafood.
You know, let me start with the fact that we try to bring the freshest and highest quality seafood we can in a retail setting so people can take it home, cook it how they'd like, and have a fresh seafood dinner on the table. And we've been we have years of experience doing this. Jim Casey opened it up. 40 plus years in the crab industry. We have John Herman down there, 30 years plus. Myself, I bring some years to it. So we're really trying to bring experience and freshness and quality to people's doorstep.
Especially during the holidays, as we're talking to Shiva Patel from Tidewater Seafood, people like that fresh seafood. And like you said, whether it's lunch or dinner, the weekends or special occasions, you've got something for everyone.
Right, absolutely. You know, Thanksgiving beating down our door. We have Christmas right around the corner, as I'm sure everybody's aware of thanks to TV and radio, you know.
Yeah.
We have some holiday platters we're running. You know, bacon wrapped scallops, cocktail shrimp, something to put on the table that's easy, already prepared. You just come in, you pick it up, and, you know, it's there for you. We also have a specialty seafood cheese ball. We have 5 different varieties that we plan on running. And, you know, another thing, you just kind of come pick up, you throw it out there, it's ready to go for you.
Tidewater Seafood, folks, so convenient off of Tidewater Drive. You've got to go by there. Brand new, 7483 Tidewater Drive in Norfolk. Give them a call at 233-0101. What are those hours, Shiva?
Monday through Thursday, right now, we are open up from 10 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday and Saturday, we extend that business day another hour, so we're talking 10 to 8.
Very good.
And Monday through Saturday, come by and see us. We are there, and we are more than happy to help you with any of your needs.
Yeah, and of course, tell us what you got in stock. That display case, Shiva, is second to none with the fish and the shrimp. Talk about what's in the display case that people are driving by there tonight.
Oh yeah, we have fresh live red crab in house. We have live blue crab while the season lasts. In the display case, we range. We try to carry everything from your local caught spot to fresh ahi tuna. I've got a couple thresher sharks in the display case. You know, we try to keep sharp. But like I said, you know, ahi tuna, we have mahi from time to time, salmon, flounder, fresh local flounder that you can get cut to order. And that's any fin fish that we have. That's one of the things that we offer to the customer is you come in, you tell us how you would like that specific fish cut. Depends on, you know, how you're going to prepare it, obviously, and we're willing to and capable of cutting it in any manner for you.
And some of the seafood, too, Shiva, that you can take home, that you can steam it right there if people want. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Your blue crab, your red crab, snow crab, clams, oysters, scallops, shrimp, you name it. If I can steam it, I'm more than willing to do so. We season to order. You can get it light, medium, heavy. You could get it no seasoning. That's up to you, and that's just another one of those free services that we do offer the customer as well.
That's true, exactly. Right here talking to Tidewater Seafood's very own Shiva Patel, part of the Casey family over there. Of course, 7483 Tidewater Drive in Norfolk. Phone number is 233-0101. And, of course, check them out on Facebook. You're really proud of that Facebook page, too, Tidewater Seafood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That you know, Facebook is one of the instant social medias that you can just it's non-invasive. You just put it out there, and people are on Facebook all the time. I mean, I was listening to something the other day. They're saying most people use their cell phones for Facebook now more so than actually calling or texting them.
Exactly.
You know, so if you don't feel like coming by, but you want to check out what we have, we do utilize our Facebook, so check on there, and then you can get a general idea of what we're about and what we have in store.
Well, Shiva, all the best to you and your mom and your family, and, of course, and the great people over at Tidewater Seafood. Great place for the holidays. We'll be talking to somebody from there again next week. Tidewater Seafood, your local source for fresh seafood at 7483 Tidewater Drive in Norfolk. Have a great rest of Wednesday.
All right, Greg. Thank you so much for having us.
Anytime. Okay, that's Shiva Patel and Ken Johnson. Let's talk switching gears. You know, what's really hot right now is these motorcycles, and Rome Brothers Customs Motorcycle Mafia, custom motorcycles and parts at 1900 George Washington Memorial Highway in Yorktown. And let's welcome Rick on there. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Well, talk about your store and how did the concept get involved. I know you and your brother have been in the business for a long time.
Yeah, we've built motorcycles for a while. We were into the car business, doing restorations and hot rods and wet rods, things like that. And it's kind of evolved into the motorcycle business.
Very convenient location there, too, Rick, right there on 17, easy to get from anywhere on the peninsula.
Yeah, we were in Smithfield before, in the Carrollton area. We moved over there because all of our vendors are a lot closer that we use, our painter and powder coater, and those people are closer in Yorktown, so it worked out better for us.
Well, tell us what you have in store when you walk in. It's a very convenient store. I know when I met you a few weeks ago, you talked about how everything is really pretty much buttoned up. It's central right there. You can pretty much get whatever you want to as well online. We'll talk about what's in stock in the store right now.
Well, right now we're carrying a whole lot of the bagger parts for the like saddlebags and things like that for Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be the new craze in motorcycles right now, is to get the baggers where they're more comfortable and easier to ride long distance and dress them up and personalize them.
Talk about your hours there. I know you're open at least Monday through Saturday, correct?
Yes, we're open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're closed on Thursday, and then Friday 9 to 5, and Saturday we're open from 9 to 3.
Let me ask you a question, too. You've seen a lot of motorcycle drivers in the day, of course. Is the respect getting any better for people on the interstate toward them, or what are your thoughts in general when you're in your car and you see motorcycles yourself?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that just don't see bikes. I think it's a problem that they need to be more aware of, especially around here. Sometimes the sun is in your eyes, and you just don't see them. It takes a second look sometimes. It'd be great if everybody would just take a second look and watch out for the people on the bikes.
Yeah, not to mention, too, it's tough when it's raining outside as well. And you said the visibility is definitely an issue, and it gets dark a lot earlier in the fall and the winter. All right, give us an idea, a safety tip for a brand new bike rider.
Buy a bike that fits you.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the best tip I could give you. Everybody wants to have the big bike and the shiny bike and all of that, but at first you need to start out on something that's a little easier to ride, a little more comfortable, and then move up to the bigger bikes as you get more experience.
Very good. Well, you can find RomeBrothersCustoms.com on their website, also on Facebook, Rome Brothers Hot Rods and Harleys. You can see their link right on my website, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. That's HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Just click without having to type, Google, search, or spell. It'll take you right to Rome Brothers Customs Motorcycle Mafia. Have a great Thanksgiving, my friend, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ken, right there, learning a little bit about motorcycles as well. And we're going to go to our next guest after we take this break right here. We have a lot coming up, especially what teased me off. This is Sports Scene every Wednesday from 12 to 1. Tell your friends.
The restaurant we've all been waiting for is here. Introducing Ipan Mano Kitchen. Critically acclaimed chef Silva Sennett and his culinary team specialize in new American Asian cuisine. The very best in Chinese, Japanese, Thai food with an American flair. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Ipan Mano Kitchen is located inside the Patrick Henry Mall in Newport News. Call 249-0033 and log on to ipanmanokitchen.com. Find them on Twitter at ipanmano.
The place people look for their holiday light needs are NRA Holiday Lights. Let the professionals at NRA decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to NRA.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with NRA. Call 355-5276 today.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
The place for authentic Indian food is the India Palace. They feature authentic Indian cuisine, have a party hall, and do catering and banquets. Open daily for lunch and dinner, they feature an excellent lunch buffet at their 2 establishments. Visit the 2 locations, 1437 Sam's Drive in Chesapeake off Battlefield and 5600 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Online, IndiaPalaceVB.com. On Facebook, look for India Palace Virginia Beach and India Palace Bar and Grill. Call 410-1183 for the India Palace. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
You got to love that girl's voice. I mean, it's just a very, very impressive voice. And a very impressive restaurant before we get to Royal Chocolate is one-of-a-kind Balkan restaurant, family-owned and operated, open Monday through Thursday from 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 11 to 11, Sunday noon to 7. They've got the great chivapi, the burek, the sarma. I had some salmon recently, as well as their servachi, which is ground beef sausages served on traditional homemade bread with kaimak and diced onions. Get a 10 count or a 15 count. You've got the hamburger plate. You've got baklava. You've got all types of good food there, as well as types of great salads, shish kebabs, everything you pretty much want. Kids meals, Balkan specialties. You got cold appetizer plates, mushrooms as well, and of course a great pita. Chef recommends Kiselo Mieleko with pita, which is like a cheese stuffing made in dough, beef and potato stuffing made in dough, spinach and cheese stuffing made in dough, and potato stuffing made in dough. Where is this great place? In Denby and Newport News at 13678 Warwick Boulevard. Go by and see Ahmed and his great family. Phone number 874-0100. That's 874-0100. Balkan Cuisine at 13678 Warwick Boulevard in Newport News. Delicious food, open daily for lunch and dinner. Don't want to miss it. Want to stop by their Balkan Cuisine restaurant. Speaking of food, what comes better with food is dessert, and that's when we want to welcome Royal Chocolate and Brenda Tusing, who's been there for several years in the town center, Virginia Beach. Welcome back, Brenda.
Hey, Greg. How are you today?
Good. 8 days away from Thanksgiving, of course. The holidays are here. It's getting cooler outside. What is new at the Royal Chocolate?
Gosh, we have so many new things, Greg. Our whole store looks like it's been transformed for the holidays. We're getting ready to have Light Up the Town this Saturday night in Town Center. We'll be out in the square. We have fabulous hot chocolate. We just bought a new roasted nut machine. That's a whole new challenge there, but we've got that fired up for the holidays. But yeah, we've got so many new things in the store that we make. We do our seasonal chocolate peppermint holiday bark and our apple of the month, just our holiday Oreos. It's a beautiful time of year to shop in the store.
It really is, and of course you got. How about those hot specialty drinks coming from the cold air outside?
Oh, they're fabulous. We get rave reviews about our hot chocolate, and we have a spicy hot chocolate. Not too many people are familiar with that. It's got just a really nice little kick to it, really warms you from the inside out. And then, of course, you put some nice whipped cream on that, and you have something to really sit by the fireplace in the store and relax and visit with your friends.
And your website's very interactive. It's got all these pictures that people can see, theroyalchocolate.com. Great thing to buy for your family or business associates or friend for the holidays, too.
Absolutely, and I think not a lot of people realize that we ship and deliver. So we can ship your gifts all over the country, and we can deliver here locally. And in fact, on the 29th, people should be writing this on their calendar, we will have our Customer Appreciation Day, 15% off of everything in the store. So it is a wonderful time to shop, save some money, make your plans, let us take care of the shipping or delivery if you prefer. And that's also Small Business Saturday, so another great reason to shop with us.
Yeah, and there's something really there for everyone, whether it's kids or moms or parents, whatever. You can't go wrong at the Royal Chocolate, right, Brenda?
I don't think that you can, no. No, like you said, we always say we have things for kids, young and old, as they say. But yeah, for the smaller people, we've got a lot of great stocking stuffers, and we're also a nice spot for if you're doing a Christmas exchange, or maybe you're doing a little something for the office. You don't want to break the bank. You've got so many people to do for, and we're very conscious of what your budget might be. So, gosh, we have some really pretty things starting as low as $5 for wonderful Belgian chocolates.
You got those great boxes of chocolate too, and the peanut butter cups are always a favorite. But like you mentioned, the candy apples are really, really yummy.
They're very special. People use those a lot at the holidays. We ship a lot of those. They're nice. People use those for corporate gifting as well as our gift boxes, and we do big platters. I always feel like they're such a nice business-to-business gift because they're very shareable.
Very good.
So an awful lot. We cover all the bases, and certainly, the other thing that's great there, I feel like, is we work one-on-one with people. Come in, tell us what you're trying to accomplish share your budget with us, and let us make you look good.
And don't take this for granted, too, folks, that they've got restrooms there. They got a place for you to sit down out of the cold weather. And, Brenda, those are simple pleasures that mean a lot in the wintertime.
Well, they do, and people use our seating area. As I said, we have a fireplace, and they'll sit and have hot chocolate, a little bit of chocolate, or they'll do our chocolate fondue sometimes. We do kids' birthday parties. We do got things for the young people. So yeah, we've got lots of things going on. It's a very exciting time.
Yep, 557-6925. And how about that address and Facebook page?
We are at 164 Central Park Avenue in the Virginia Beach Town Center, and we're The Royal Chocolate on Facebook and theroyalchocolate.com if you want to shop online.
Yep, like them on Facebook. Brenda, say hello to Terry and all the great staff, and hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Brenda right there, Ken from the Royal Chocolate. We'll take a short break, come back to What Teased Me Off on Sports Scene. The place people look for their holiday light needs are NRA Holiday Lights. Let the professionals at NRA decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to NRA.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with NRA. Call 355-5276 today.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
But first, let me take a selfie.
And I want to thank Brenda Tusing right there from the Royal Chocolate. Don't forget our good friends at Bravo Pizzeria and Restaurant in Newport News, 13144 Jefferson Avenue. Give them a call at 234-4684. Delicious pizza, of course, pasta, subs, wings, great kids menu. They got stromboli, calzones, kebabs, gyros, of course, burgers, seafood, right there in Newport News. Bravo Pizzeria and Restaurant, of course, open daily for you. Great for football headquarters. Party pizza, 24 slices for $19.99. Fort Eustis and military discounts, and of course as well. And right there in Newport News and Denby on Jefferson Avenue, 13144, it is Bravo Pizzeria and Restaurant. Ken, what teased me off?
What Tees You Off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
Ken, when you go to a restaurant and one of the waitstaff gives you a cup of coffee or touches your soup and puts their whole palm of their hand on your cup. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. That shows how unprofessional that person is.
Yes. Going to like a cafeteria-style restaurant and everything is a la carte. Well, your lunch menu your bill could be up to $20 if food, bread, sides, dessert, drink, a la carte, really?
Yeah, smart marketing on their part.
Yes, but not for your pocketbook.
Yeah.
Ken, extra loud TV commercials trying to become relevant and trying to get your attention. It's desperate almost.
I thought for sure, didn't they pass some kind of ruling through the FCC and the federal government and everything that the levels in commercials had to be the same or even lower than the programs? I have not seen that happen yet.
Thank goodness for the mute button. Bad phone etiquette, Ken, whether somebody puts you on hold or just loses it for a second and just forgets that you're even on hold.
Or what's worse, when they call you up and say, "Who's this?"
Yes.
I don't know. You called me. Who are you, you moron? I get that a lot. Or when somebody calls and it's the wrong number and they don't even apologize or say sorry, just hang up. And it's like, come on.
Ken, you see this all the time because you've worked in the movie business. Prices of concessions at movie theaters, especially water. I don't recommend anybody to buy bottled water at a movie theater when you can buy a case for the same price as one bottle.
The Commodore Fred prides himself on keeping the prices down. People, when they come there for the first time and see how inexpensive the popcorn, candy, and drinks are, they're they're surprised. They're pulling out like 2 or 3 20s, and they end up, paying $10 for what you have to spend $40 elsewhere. And water, by the way, is an option, non-bottled. A cup of water for 50 cents, you can't beat it. It's water. It's H2O.
Right. We never drank bottled water when we were kids. It's amazing. You don't see anybody without it today.
Put it in the tap and drink out of the sprinkler or whatever, the hose in the yard. That was fine.
People who are starstruck over athletes or celebrities in general, Ken.
If you've never met a celebrity before, okay, I can kind of see it. But after a while, you realize they put their pants on one leg at a time. They go to the bathroom just like you or I. They're human beings, so they're just people. I know that they're supposed to be built up. Their publicity folks want them to think, wow, that's a cool person. I want to buy their merchandise. But when it comes down to it, they're just people.
Last thoughts. What's going to happen to Sessoms eventually?
Well, he's the front man. There's a lot of people behind him that are also involved in it, a lot of backers, a lot of money people that have big money. It's going to be a tricky business. Are they going to make him fall on his sword and be the fall guy? Is he going to turn and tell on them? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if everything goes the way it should and the way we predicted when he was elected, then he should be out of office.
Want to thank our great guest today, Ron Peterson, Hank Armentrout in the fan forum of Sports Scene, also Shiva Patel, Rick Romesburg, and Brenda Tusing as well. For more, go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link for archive shows, and shop on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. We'll talk to you next Wednesday for Sports Scene. I'm Greg Bicouvaris. We'll talk to you soon at noon next Wednesday.
AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth. Stay tuned for Remnant Radio. It's 1 p.m.
Gifts. We would love to hear from you. Write to us at P.O. Box 909, Roseville, California 95678, or online at amazingfacts.org. You're listening to Bible Answers Live with Pastor Doug Batchelor. If you have a Bible-related question, call us now to receive clear, honest answers directly from Scripture. We have a few lines open, so please give us a call. The phone number to the studio is 800-GOD-SAYS. That's 800-463-7297.
If you've enjoyed Bible Answers Live, you'll love Pastor Doug's Book of Bible Answers. Straight from the broadcast, the very best questions and answers have been compiled as an awesome resource for Bible study and personal evangelism. Each answer has been expanded with more Bible verses and insightful commentary. The Book of Bible Answers can be yours today for just $12. Call now 1-800-835-6747 and request offer 257. That's 1-800-835-6747.
Hello, friends. This is Bible Answers Live. Pastor Doug is out, but the phone lines are open, and we're talking about the Bible. If you have a Bible-related question, we'd love to hear from you this evening. Our phone number here to the studio once again is 800-463-7297. Again, 800, God says, 800-463-7297. And we're going to go straight back to the phone lines. We have Philip, who is listening in New Brunswick. Philip, welcome to the program.
Hello.
You on the air?
Yes, how are you, sir?
Doing well.
I have a question. I recently became contacted with my former wife. She left a marriage because of abuse, indifference, and many years of trying to make a marriage work. She's been separated now for 7 months. My question to you is, if she were to become, when she becomes divorced, would I be free to marry her again?
You know, that's a good question. You probably
I
don't
know
wanna...
the Old Testament used to have an edict.
Yeah.
Is that still binding?
Well, here's the biblical principle for divorce. Before we get to remarriage, just the divorce component. Jesus says, if somebody is unfaithful in the marriage, and you've tried to make things right, but there's no mending the way. If somebody's unfaithful,